Section 12.6 is just another look at binomial / polynomial multiplication. Has anyone ever heard of the acronym FOIL before? So this is just another way to think about binomial multiplication. So FOIL is an acronym. First one, we multiply the first terms together, then the outer terms together, the inner, and then the last terms. So I'll show you with 5 examples. The directions are just going to be to use FOIL to multiply. So what if we had 3x plus 2 times 5x minus 1? Show you with color coordination here. The first terms that we multiply together would be 3x times 5x. Next, we're going to multiply the outer terms, which, if you're looking at this, the outer terms would be the 3x and the negative 1. Then we have the inner terms, which would be these two. So 2 and 5 are the innermost. So it would be 2 times 5x. And then to finish it, we would multiply the last terms. The last term of the first grouping is 2. The last term of the second grouping is negative 1. So we are doing the same thing we did in the last section. It's just another way to talk about it. Now, this would be 15x to the second minus 3x plus 10x minus 2. And combining our like terms, 15x squared plus 7x minus 2 would be the answer here. I'm going to keep working through this here. What if we had 3x squared plus 1 times 2x minus 3? We'll multiply our first terms together. 3x squared times 2x. So we'll multiply the outer terms together. And the inner terms. And then the last terms. Gives us 6x to the third minus 9x squared plus 2x minus 3. It's already in standard form, so we'll just leave it alone. If we had x plus 1/2 times x minus 2/3. Just like before, x times x times negative 2/3, 1/2 times x. 1/2 times negative 2/3 is negative 2/6. So combining our like terms here, we just need a common denominator. 2/3 is the same as negative 4/6 plus 3/6. It gives us, looks like it's just going to be negative 1/6 x minus 1/3. And then just a couple more here. 2x plus 5 to the second power. Remember what I told you, please don't distribute that power. What we have to do is just multiply it twice. So we're going to do 2x plus 5 times 2x plus 5. First terms would be 2x times 2x. Then 2x times 5. And then 5 times 2x. And then 5 times 5. And this is 4x squared plus 10x plus 10x plus 25, giving us 4x squared plus 20x plus 25. Well, there's a little bit of a shortcut with this. You don't have to know the shortcut. It's a formula. It saves you maybe like 30 seconds. But the shortcut is, if you have something plus something else squared, what you could do is square the first term, add the two terms together, multiply them by 2, or multiply the two terms and then multiply that by 2. And then the last term is just squared. So if you take a look at this, right, 2x squared is 4x squared, 5 squared is 25, 2 times 5 is 10, times 2 is this, right? I mean, you could have done this in 5 seconds as opposed to 30 seconds. It's just a cool little shortcut. Yeah. Great question. Question is, what if the middle sign is negative? Separate formula. You still square the two terms. This is always going to be a positive sign, but in the middle, it's going to be negative 2ab. All right. So those are shortcuts. You don't have to know those, but again, sometimes it's just nice to do that. So this will be our grand finale tonight. What if we had 2m minus 3n to the second? You could use it doing the shortcut that I showed you, or you could just do it the long way. Both techniques are still pretty easy. Using a shortcut, We could just square the first term, so 2m to the second. We're gonna do a minus 2 times 2m times 3n. And then the last term squared, which would be 4m squared. 2 times 2 is 4, times 3 is 12. So this would be the answer if you use the shortcut. If you don't want to memorize anything extra and you just want to do it the long way, 2m minus 3n squared would be 2m minus 3n times 2m minus 3n. And if we multiply these out, doing the first terms, 2m times 2m plus 2m times negative 3n, and then negative 3n times 2m, and then negative 3n times itself. We get 4m squared minus 6mn minus 6mn plus 9n squared. Same exact thing, but just a couple more steps. It doesn't matter.